Seller intentionally killed a deal over solar. We have walked this out before, not with the seller. We worked with the buyer, but we made it work.
We've sold solar.
We have sold solar too. That also was not fun. My husband and I went under contract on a house in June with closing scheduled for this Friday. The property has leased solar panels, and we signed an addendum agreeing to take over the lease at $200 a month plus a $900 transfer fee.
I mean, I wouldn't do it, but...
No. Today, the title company contacted me asking how we plan to pay a $12,000 transfer fee instead of $900. We had never heard of this fee. Our agent immediately clarified that we were not responsible for it. He spoke with the seller's agent, who explained that when the sellers installed the panels, their contract included an optional $12,000 payment after 2 years that would re-amortize the loan and lower the monthly payment. The sellers chose not to pay this fee.
Of course they didn't.
Right? Which would have been fine had they stayed in the home for the duration of the lease. However, the contract also states that if the property is sold, the seller must pay this $12,000 incentivization fee before transferring the solar loan to a new owner. Got to read the fine print.
Yeah.
We are refusing to pay this undisclosed cost, as you should, and the seller is now using it as a grounds to cancel the deal. We are shocked and devastated. We now have to fight to cover our $15,000 earnest money and appraisal fees, and we have already lost money on mover deposits, furniture, packing supplies, and more. Looking for advice on the best way to proceed. Yeah, basically they did an update, spoke to a lawyer, and we, the buyer, are not in any way responsible for the fee, which I figured.
Obviously.
The seller came back and tried to have us split the $12K cost, which makes sense. Of course they would, but don't do it. Telling us that we can break it into our loan. We said absolutely not. This fee is 100% their responsibility and was clearly stated in the contract they signed with the solar company. They ultimately came back and said they would pay it. I have some questions. This is a solar loan. We are assuming, not a lease. Once the loan is paid off, we will own the panels, which that's
good.
We have come to learn in it. The $12,000 fee was part of the seller's initial solar contract and was intended to be paid after 2 years. Once they received the tax credit, ding, 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 for the panels. Paying it would have reduced their monthly payment to $120. The sellers chose not to pay it, despite the contract clearly stating it would have to be paid in order to transfer the loan. They are not doing us any favors by paying it now. They agreed to this obligation from the start. They could have paid it years ago using their tax credit and would have benefited from lower payments. So, yeah.
Everybody wants a tax credit.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to pay the solar.
Yeah, exactly. And then say, oh, listen, you get this great deal on solar panels. We've already used the credit, though, the tax benefits for it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Solar is always a headache.
Yeah.
Every time.
I'm all for saving the planet, but also...
Save the planet.
read the fine print, too, though.
Save the planet. Read the fine print.